Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Mahogany Sweets. Hit the like and subscribe button if you would like to. I wanted to come and talk to y'all about y'all girl Monique because y'all in an uproar about her saying specifically for black women not to wear bonnets out in public. And she's actually absolutely right. Now, these are the points that I want to make to y'all and the things I want us to talk about. Number one, Monique is a woman. She's an elder woman. Number two, the majority of the people wearing bonnets are younger women. They're younger than her anyway, right? Who wearing them and then wearing them out in public at that. Number three, she has a duty as an elder woman to train, teach, guide, correct younger women. I think that village tribe mindset is lost on a lot of us in this generation. We look at everything as we can do whatever the hell we want. It's our decision, and everyone else should mind their business and not put their 2 cents in unless they agree with us and our decision that we're making. When the truth is, every individual in the village is the business of everyone else in the village, right? But we don't necessarily live by that anymore. It kind of stopped, I say, around the 80s, 90s, and then, of course, even more so now. Being a woman isn't just having the female body parts, right? That's what makes you female. There is a embodiment, a essence, a representation, a way of being to be a woman, and she is just addressing that and giving a pointer specifically about the bonnets, because that's just what I'll say. This kind of goes a bit deeper than just the bonnets, but I'm gonna get on the bonnets in a minute. As a woman, that's something that we're learning to train to be a wife, to be a mother. Even men have their training to be men, to be husbands, to be fathers, right? And we kind of seem to grasp that, not really have no problem with that to a degree. But now her telling us, advising us on this bonnet issue, we do not want to receive that mindset of, okay, we're in training. We are being guided. And we need it. We did it when we was younger. And this is how you know it is a training to being a woman. When you're younger, what's the first thing they tell you? 3, 4, 5 years old. Cross your legs, sweetheart. You got on the dress, you got on a skirt. You're a young lady. You have to cross your legs, right? They train it and teach you that way of being. Oh, is a young lady doesn't do this or do that. That doesn't stop just because you're 20 now, just because you're 30. It's levels to womanhood, and just as you learn and are trained in all them other areas, there's someone training and teaching you at 30 that's at 50, because you ain't been a 30-year-old woman before. You ain't been a 50-year-old woman before. So it's always something to learn and improve. And the essence of being a woman and how we should show up in the world isn't being taught anymore, right? We don't want to listen to our own mothers, grannies, aunts give us that constructive criticism, guidance, training, let alone someone else. Some of us, our mothers, grannies, aunts, didn't teach us the essence of being a woman and how to show up in the world. And need other women, right, elders in their community, in their circles, to help them get there. Me, for example, in all different mediums, I have had women who, to a degree, have trained or mentored me in some way. It's even actually a woman, she don't even know that she was mentoring or training me, but through our conversation, through how she represented herself as a businesswoman, I looked at that and I took notes on how she did that. How a woman carries, like, it's multiple different areas, multiple sources, outlets where I'm so grateful I was able to learn things about being a woman and how to be a woman that way, right? And I'm still learning and training and developing myself on being a woman and how I show up in the world, how I treat myself. Because how you treat yourself depicts how others going to treat you, right? So let's get back to that school of thought. She had every much of a right to come and say, let me check the younger women and let them know in constructive criticism. That's not what you do. You don't go out showing up in the world like that, right? And what it may, I have worn scarves out before, right? It is a tacky look. People, elders, my mom, the people, they got on me about that. Like, you can't go out like that. I remember being younger, even my dad, he'd be like, before you go out with me, you go look in that mirror and you make sure that you are representable, right? So you ain't got to go get dialed up every single day, but be representable. And going out in the bonnet ain't it. You can tell the difference of a woman who rolled out of bed, or I'm gonna say just rolled up out of her crib, who did not care, didn't try, and just threw something on to go run errands, versus a woman even wearing a head wrap, right? Where she has on a head wrap and she has on an outfit, and this is her look for the day. Those are two different looks. Those are two different embodiments of how this person choosing mind frames, as a matter of fact, right? Because let's say that you, as a woman, you go out and you look in any kind of way. Your mindset is in that frame of mold. So whether you know it or not, you're giving off energy of I don't care. You're giving off energy of I did not try, and other people pick that up. When you go out looking representable, like okay, I did everything I needed to do to groom myself, not being dolled up. You don't have to be dolled up, but I groomed myself. I took steps to make sure that everything on me is in place, is decent, is clean, and all of that. People are going to respond and deal with you a certain way. That's a matter of having respect for yourself, and they're going to respect you. If you go out to a store, if you went to a dentist appointment, doctor's appointment, if even a man approach you, everyone going to deal with you according to how you represent yourself and dealing with yourself. Let's say even dating, you go out half-ass. A dude gonna look at that like, oh, okay. I see that she's willing to accept subpar because she's accepting subpar even on herself. I can treat her subpar. Get what I'm saying? Oh, a woman who's fine-tuned, or even dialed up. Okay, she has a certain amount of respect and expectation for herself. I gotta come and address her with the same, equal or greater. It matters. Pay attention to how you, as women, pay attention to how them guys approach you when you dress like I don't care and going out in bonnets and all that, versus how the guy approach you when you dress representable, or even how the guy approaches you when you're dressed sexually explicit. Them are three different looks. They have three different energies behind them. You even in yourself take on a different energy. You're letting out a different energy. Because I don't act the same when I'm in my sweatpants and all of that. Now, these are all parts of me, but what I'm just saying is I'm more relaxed in a, I don't care. My vernacular going to be different. My energy going to be different. Versus I'm in a sexy dress, something where I know, like, oh, this is revealing. This, I'm sexually attractive, enticing. No, I'm carrying a certain energy with that as well. Versus when you're just where you're representing yourself respectably, you're carrying a certain energy with that as well, and others are going to respond off that energy and treat you accordingly. Okay, and that's just nature. It don't have nothing even to do with black and white, because guess what, in the white community, no, they have a stigma depending on how it's a white trash dress code. Okay, white people have that, and they tell you that is it's a stigma with, and it's in all nationalities, all races, all communities, all religious sectors. How you're dressed, how you present yourself is going to have a stigma. Even the ones with all the tats. So you have white people where no, they even looking at other white people with all them tats and body modification stuff. They're looking at them and gonna deal with them a certain way, right? And one of the things that my dad used to tell me when I was younger was when he would say, hey, no, go in that mirror, make sure everything we're supposed to be, A, go change, A, go brush that hair back, slick it back up. Anytime that you go out, you should be dressed in a way to where you ain't got to worry about being embarrassed of who might run into you. I put it like that, right? Because I've done that. That's why I'm still working on myself as a woman every day. When I heard Monique say that, it had me check myself like, you're absolutely right. Like, no, because I don't know how to play in the middle, right? I'm either dialed up or looking like a bum, a homeless person. There really wasn't no in between before, but I have been working on that. And it was times where I would go rolling out, just going out, anything on, don't care how I look. My sweatpants, they got a hole in them, they got hair dye on it and all that. I was out in it. And I would be pissed off like crap when I'm looking nice and dialed up. I don't run into no goddamn body or don't care about who I'm seeing, right? And then on the day that I'm like, oh, I'm about to make this quick errand, I always do, to this grocery store real quick to get the meat for dinner or something like that, or to this gas station, grab some gas, some cigarettes, because y'all know I smoke anyway. So, and then I'm running into every damn body. People I ain't seen since high school and all of that, and I'm like, crap, I'm looking horrible. Well, as my dad's school of thought has always been, in that generation and the ones before it, you never leave out not looking presentable. They even the type, which I did use to bat, like I said, when I was younger, I batted about what my father said. I always was dressed to the nines, always being presentable. They whole thing was no. In the morning, you get up and get dressed. It don't matter if you ain't going nowhere. You don't know who gonna show up in your house. Be dressed, look presentable to answer that door. And I used to be like that when I was younger, but then when I got on my own, had a child, all of that, I got lazy, right? Us little women, we can get lazy. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Men get lazy too. But the point is, we should put in an effort to not be lazy with how we represent ourselves as women and how we are showing up in these different looks depicts on how people interact with us. You go out looking representable anytime, it don't matter who you run into. And guess what? If you meet your new future boss, you're presentable. If you meet your future husband, you're presentable. If you meet a new client, you are presentable. Because even how, if people choose to do business with you on how, they doing it based off making a judgment call on how you carry yourself. So let's not front like 9 out of 10 them same women in them bonnets going out the crib like that. No, the majority of them ghetto, tacky. They look tacky and they act just as tacky. They are the ones screaming at the clerk, loud and cursing, even getting into it with other customers in line. Like they're the ones behaving like that when they're out, even looking like that. So it comes with a stigma, rightfully so. Let's not be a part of that stigma. Let's leave the bonnets at home where they go. Nothing. We're not against hair wraps and stuff like that. That's all fine and dandy. We're against, or at least she was just speaking to, not going out, not representing your best you. And anywhere that you go outside of your home, you should be representing your best you. So I received it. I had no problem with her saying it. And I said, yep, let me check myself, rain check. I'm taking notes. Like us as women, we have no problem taking notes when they telling us what the fashion trend is, what prints you shouldn't put together. If you have more of this, you use less of that. We ain't got no problem taking notes on our makeup, hairstyles. But when we have elder women or women even as our peers trying to give us a tip, trying to give us guidance or correction on how to carry ourselves as women, now it's a problem. Like where it's most important that then it's a problem. You're feeling attacked. Don't feel attacked. It's training you should have got at home, growing up. And if those women weren't available to teach or instill in you the essence of being a woman, how to show up in the world as a woman, how to treat yourself as a woman, how to embody being a woman, be grateful when those nuggets do come in at whatever age you are, and, no matter who they come from. That's just how I chose to look at it. Like we not saying that you got to go back to how they was back in the day, right? My father generation and higher, where anytime they left the house, they was in dress shoes and dress pants, or how the women they always had on a skirt or a dress. We're not saying that, but just look at how that generation of men and women carried themselves. They carried themselves with respect. Even your presence, how you look and represent yourself, demands respect and will get you respect. 1 second. Yeah. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. That was my neighbor or whatever. But so we ain't talking about going where you gotta strictly dress by those dress codes of our older generations, but just go and look at their demeanor, the energy that they let off, even in the pictures that we see of them. Totally different from today's generation of women and men. And don't think that you're being bullied, because it's not just women that get checked. See, since we're not men, we don't pay attention to when elder men are checking them. But they get checked all the time too. And it has nothing to do with race. It has to do with black men and black women saying, hey, as us being your elders, it being our job to school, teach, train, correct your behaviors, and even be a model example to what behaviors you need to grow into, is them saying, here, let me help you out with that. This is what's not acceptable of you as this man or as this woman. Um, this is what is expected, or that you need to arrive to, what frequency you should be on as this woman. That's what it is. So I've been looking at a lot of things and then my mindset has been, act like a lady, be a lady. So I'm trying to work on cursing. To me, that isn't ladylike. That is tacky when you got a woman who she can curse like a sailor. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's certain behaviors that we have picked up and made common and look at as no big deal, that are a big deal, and it's not us representing ourselves in the best light, not us being our best selves as women. And I don't have a daughter, but if I had a daughter, no, I would want to model to her, train her as a young age on all platforms and all fields and spaces on how to embody and represent herself as a great, phenomenal woman. As in dating and courting, as in parenting, motherhood, as in all of that, just being her, single, and how she represent herself. So that's just what y'all need to know. And I want y'all thoughts and opinions about it. Y'all very upset and look at it as it ain't her business, when no. When you in a village and tribe, you are everyone's business. You are elder women's business. It's plain and simple. Even for my son, I am his first female relationship, first opposite sex relationship. I want to embody and show him the epitome of what it is to be a woman, a graceful, a humble, a strong, a smart, a classy, a moderate, respectful, meek, resilient, resourceful woman. So that's just what we need to do. Come on, ladies, let's rise to a high frequency. Those who are willing to look at this video or listen to Monique and said, you know what, I will accept it and I will make the adjustments necessary as a woman. I can receive her critique or her instruction, her guidance. Great. That's great. And kudos to you. Those who say, you know what, screw her and what she had to say and what she think, more power to you too. I just know, especially like in this group that I'm in, that's a singles women's group who, looking for love and marriage and all of that. Pay attention to what caliber of man you get approaching you when you in these different dress codes. Because it's a difference. It ain't the same. You not getting spoken to the same way. Believe that. I know that from my own experience. When I'm dressed any kind of way, guys come and talk to me any kind of way. Hey, what's up? Can I get your number? Versus when I'm dressed in a respectable way, well groomed, presentable. No, I get men who come, hello, how are you? This is my name. They tell me their name. Like, it's a whole different vibe on how they gonna approach and treat you. So that should tell you something. If you don't want to listen to Monique, don't. Listen to the man, because they telling you every day what they respond to and how they respond to it. You don't want to listen to Monique or the man. Pay attention to how these certain women who dress these certain ways, pay attention to their behaviors and character. And if that's something that you think is acceptable for a woman, that's a good example for a woman. That's a good look for a woman. When she out there in her bonnet, some slippers, some stretch pants, a wrinkled shirt, just rolled out, how she acting and carrying herself. Full of attitude, no poise, cursing, entitled, angry, not using indoor voices, reckless. Like, is that who you want to be? I decided no, that's not the type of woman I want to be. And as my mom, because my mom, my grandma, them, it was a minute to were right. I didn't want to listen to them. Hey, I don't care what y'all talking about, whatever. Get out my face with that. But as I got older and I did begin to listen, and I did begin to see, like, wow, that's how I look when I'm like that. When that's how I be looking when my attitude is like that out in public. I don't want to look like that. That's what I had decided. Oh dang, that's how I be looking when I'm showing way too much skin. No, that's not how I want to look as a woman. So just take from them three avenues and decide what it is you're gonna do as a woman, because it is your choice, and it is your business. Look, look at how men interact with you. Look at how other women who have those same behaviors and dress codes, how they behave. Look at how what opportunities and stuff do or don't open up to you because it's there. Just off the way that you look, you could be passing, your husband could be passing you right on up, like, oh no, that ain't the vision I got for my wife. I ain't about to go talk to that chick. Um, that could be, oh, this business that where you could have a business opportunity because you carry it everywhere. Like Elon say, if you do it one place, then you do it everywhere. So you at work behaving. I ain't got jobs while at work. Oh, my Bluetooth speaker. I have gotten jobs while at work. And it was because how I represented myself in that business, they wanted me in their business. And that's happened on a few occasions where while I was at work, a person said, hey, I own this business. I'm a manager here. I want you to come work for me. How much they paying you? This how much I'll start you out at giving me their business card. So just imagine how my attitude could have been if I wasn't representing myself well as a woman in those spaces, right? So it's just about us evolving, about us growing, about us learning. Our best teacher is going to be other women. Monique, as being another woman and an older woman, she is your teacher, whether you want her to be or not. She's your teacher. And I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen. Give me your thoughts. Have a great day, ladies and gents. Love y'all.